In every generation, certain individuals emerge whose stories transcend personal ambition and touch the heart of a nation. For Nigeria, one of such figures is Peter Gregory Obi, a man whose journey from the bustling streets of Onitsha to the highest levels of business and politics is both remarkable and inspiring. His story is not merely about political contests or economic theories, but about a lifelong commitment to prudence, integrity, and service. To understand the Peter Obi era, one must start at the beginning: his humble roots, his disciplined education, his flourishing business career, his transformative time as governor, and his eventual rise as a presidential candidate who ignited a nationwide movement. Peter Gregory Obi was born on July 19, 1961, in Onitsha, a commercial hub in Anambra State, Nigeria. Onitsha is known for its sprawling markets, intense entrepreneurial culture, and a community that values both business acumen and education. Growing up in such an environment shaped Obi's personality, instilling in him the virtues of hard work, financial discipline, and simplicity. He attended Christ the King College, CKC, in Onitsha, a school famous for nurturing disciplined minds and strong character. As a student, Peter Obi was not only brilliant but also reserved and meticulous. Friends recall that he carried an aura of seriousness uncommon for a teenager. He was the type who preferred saving his pocket money rather than spending it recklessly, a habit that would later define his political philosophy of prudence. After his secondary education, Obi proceeded to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, where he studied philosophy. At UNN, he demonstrated an early blend of intellectual curiosity and entrepreneurial drive. Philosophy trained him in critical thinking, rational analysis, and ethical reasoning, tools that would later shape his decisions as a businessman and politician. But Obi's education did not stop there. Over the years, he attended executive programs at some of the world's most prestigious institutions, including Harvard Business School, London School of Economics, Oxford University, and Kellogg School of Management. These experiences exposed him to global economic ideas and leadership practices that he would later try to adapt to the Nigerian context. Long before politics, Peter Obi had established himself as a successful entrepreneur. He ventured into import and export, corporate governance, and the financial sector. He held key positions in various companies, including Next International Nigeria Ltd., Guardian Express Bank plc, Future View Securities, Paymaster Nigeria Ltd., and CAMS Nigeria Ltd. His colleagues often described him as someone with a sharp eye for numbers and an uncanny ability to cut down waste while maximizing productivity. Unlike many Nigerian businessmen who flaunted their wealth, Obi lived modestly. He was known for his quiet demeanor, often preferring to wear simple shirts instead of expensive designer outfits. He drove himself around without convoys and treated employees with humility. It was this reputation for frugality and efficiency that caught the attention of political stakeholders in Anambra. At a time when the state was plagued with corruption, godfatherism, and financial recklessness, many saw Obi as the right man to bring order. In 2003, Peter Obi made his first attempt at the governorship of Anambra State under the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. His campaign was anchored on accountability, prudent financial management, and investment in human capital. However, the election was fraught with irregularities, and Chris Njige of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, was declared winner. But Obi was not deterred. Unlike many politicians who would have walked away, he pursued his case in court for nearly 3 years. In March 2006, the Court of Appeal declared him the rightful winner of the 2003 election, and he was sworn in as governor of Anambra State. This persistence showcased his resilience and faith in the rule of law. Peter Obi's time as governor is often cited as one of the most transformative periods in Anambra's political history. His governance style was markedly different from the flamboyant culture of Nigerian politics. 1. Financial prudence. Obi inherited a state riddled with debt and poor infrastructure. Rather than complain, he immediately embarked on financial restructuring. He reduced the cost of governance by cutting unnecessary expenses. He famously refused to operate with the usual convoy of SUVs, preferring instead to travel with a modest number of vehicles. By the time he left office, Anambra State had a budget surplus, foreign savings worth millions of dollars, and one of the lowest debt profiles in Nigeria. He even left behind savings of about $156 million for his successor, a rare feat in a country where governors often leave behind mountains of debt. 2. Education. Obi placed a strong emphasis on education. He returned mission schools to their original church owners while funding them to ensure quality education. Under his leadership, Anambra rose to number 1 in the ranking of states with the best performance in WAEC examinations. 3. Infrastructure and health. He invested heavily in road construction, hospitals, and health centers. He established partnerships with international agencies like the World Bank and UNICEF to strengthen healthcare delivery. 4. Good governance. Transparency was Obi's hallmark. He made public the finances of the state, a practice that endeared him to the citizens. Civil servants received their salaries promptly, and corruption was reduced drastically. Despite these achievements, Obi faced political opposition and impeachment attempts, but he fought his way back through the courts. His resilience further strengthened his reputation as a leader who does not back down from challenges. After serving 2 terms as governor, Obi became a national figure. His modesty and practical approach to leadership stood in contrast to the excesses of many Nigerian politicians. He was often seen carrying his own luggage at airports, flying economy class, and dressing simply. In a country where leaders are often idolized, Obi insisted on being treated like an ordinary citizen. These small gestures earned him the admiration of millions of Nigerians, especially the youth, who began to see him as the embodiment of the leader Nigeria desperately needed. For many Nigerians, Peter Obi is more than a politician. He is a symbol of what leadership could look like in a country blessed with resources but plagued by corruption. His life reflects discipline, humility, and service above self. Even after the elections, Obi continues to engage with Nigerians, offering solutions to economic challenges and advocating for good governance. His movement has not died. Instead, it has grown into a political awakening for millions who now believe that change is possible. The story of Peter Obi is not just about one man's rise in politics. It is the story of resilience, of fighting against the odds, of proving that integrity still has a place in leadership. From his modest childhood in Onitsha, to his successful business ventures, to his transformative years as governor, and finally to his role as a national figure, Obi's journey is a testament to what can be achieved through discipline and vision. The Peter Obi era is more than a political timeline. It is a movement, an awakening, and perhaps, the beginning of a new chapter in Nigeria's history. Whether or not he becomes president one day, his legacy as a leader who inspired hope in millions is already written.